Good evening to you all. Today we are going to see something important in grammar. The grammarians and the teachers who want to teach grammar to the children would say English has little grammar. It means that English has no grammar. If you think that English has no grammar, we may not be able to write a grammatical English. So English has grammar, but it has to be learnt maybe casually to get mastery over this. Then only a person can get proficiency in that language and use it for speaking and writing purposes in the proper way. English is regarded as international language. It is called the Indian library language. So all these things we have to bear in mind while we talk about English grammar. Today we are to tell you about the nouns. We all know that there are eight parts of speech in English. 8 parts of speech. The 8 உலகத்தை தான் பிரிச்சுக்கோ அப்படிப்பாங்களே 8 வாழ்க்கையை தான் பிரிச்சுக்க அந்த எந்த 8ல் நீ இருக்க இப்போ நினச்சிக்கன்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. இந்த 8 ஞாபகம் வச்சுங்க. 8 parts of speechல ஃபஸ்ட்டு ஆரம்பிக்கிறதே noun. I am not going to deal with the parts of speech today, but let me introduce the parts of speech for the actual grammar area that we are going to see. Noun, pronoun, adjective. These 3 belong to one category. Then comes verb, adverb. Verb, adverb. And then preposition. Preposition, conjunction, and interjection. These are the 8 parts of speech. If you take any word, that word will be can be classified as any one of these 8 parts of speech. Noun, pronoun, for the noun, for and behalf of the noun. Adjective, qualifier of the noun. Verb, modifier of the verb. Adverb is the modifier of the verb. Preposition, it shows the position of the noun. Preposition. Then conjunction means linking two things, that is called conjunction. Interjection is they are just like gap fillers. These are called interjections. In isolation they won't bear any meaning. That are called interjections. So you all know that very clearly, and there is no need for repeating the same thing again and again. But today let me elaborate the area of noun. You all know that nouns are naming words. Noun means naming words. Nouns means naming words. The nouns are classified in various ways. Primarily, we classify it into two. That is common noun. Another one is proper noun. Proper noun. The common nouns can further be classified as countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns. Some would say there's count nouns and uncount nouns convenience, for their convenience they may short and they use it. But let us say that countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns means we can have plural formation for the noun. Say for example, if you say book or boy or girl, there will be an s suffix for formation of books and other things. Sometimes the pluralization will differ. Inflectional plural, zero plural, and s ending plural. So countable nouns take plural form, singular form and plural form. But whereas uncountable noun don't take any plural form. Sugar, water, these are all called uncountable nouns. Only these two areas we are going to take into account for the purpose we are going to do today. So countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Anything that we can count, anything, any noun that we can form a plural for that is called a count noun or a countable noun. For uncount noun or uncountable noun, the noun cannot be counted. Okay. Before the countable nouns, we have something to add. Before the countable nouns and uncountable nouns, we use specific words to determine them. Determiner, to determine the nature of a noun, to determine the actual whether it is a plural or it is a singular as a countable. So to define or determine these things, we need some words. They are called determiners. They are called determiners. Determiners include a or an and the. These are called articles. These are called articles. And his, her, my, our, their. These are called possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns also comes under the category of determiners. And numbers, one pen, numbers, one pen, two girls. Numbers are cardinal numbers, one pen, two girls, 5 pencils, cardinals and ordinals. So in this way we can determine the determiners which are used before the nouns. The determiners are used before the nouns. So without the determiners, the nouns cannot be generally used. Of all the determiners, we have to we have to be thorough about the articles. The first and foremost determiner, they are articles. 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 So we have gradually come to the stop articles, where we have to stop. Where we have to stop is the place that we have arrived at. Now let us discuss what are articles and why do we use it. All the determinants I have spoken about are used before the nouns, or necessarily used before the nouns. Articles also articles are also used before the nouns. How many articles are there? There are two kinds of articles. One is indefinite article. One is indefinite article. Another one is definite article. The first one is indefinite article. The next one is indefinite article. The next one is definite article. In definite articles, we have two articles, a or an. The definite article, we have only one article, that is the. So where to use indefinite article and where to use definite article, this is the chapter that we are going to deal with. This is the topic we are going to deal with today, articles in English. Articles in English. This indefinite article are used. Indefinite article are used before the singular countable nouns. For this reason only, I initially introduced what is a countable noun, what is an uncountable noun. Singular count nouns. Singular count nouns. What are the singular count nouns? I have already told you about pen. Anything that can be counted are called countable nouns. For example, pen, bench, pen, bench, animal, dog, anything, boy, girl, man, woman. These are all singular countable nouns. You see, these are all common nouns. These are not proper nouns. If I say Vimala, that's a proper noun. Vimala or Kamala or Segar, anything. If you say that are called Korakal, New Delhi, Chennai, if you say all these are proper nouns. But village, town are all common nouns. All are common nouns. Common nouns, but they are singular nouns. You shouldn't say a pen. You should say a pen, a bench, an animal, a dog, a boy, a girl, a man, a woman, a village. So this is where you to put either a or an before this. Before the singular countable nouns, we need to use either a or an. Where to use a and where to use an? This is the question. So the indefinite article a or an is used before the singular countable nouns. When I first read those words, I read it as a pen, a bench, a dog, a boy, a girl, a man, a woman, a village. Whereas I used an before the animal. An animal. An animal. A bench. A pen. A dog. A boy. A girl. A man. A woman. A village. So it's crystal clear. Here we have used an. If you say a animal, if you say a animal, what happens? You say a animal. This is only for an example. For speaking test only, we use this. You say a animal, a animal, a animal, a animal means so there will be a kind of juncture, absorption in the juncture. We may not be heard this article sometimes. So this before this sound, not this letter, animal, 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 we have this is a sound. This sound is a vowel animal, vowel sound. This sound is a vowel sound. Before this vowel sound, we don't use this indefinite article. Instead, we use an animal, an orange, an orange, an honorable man, an honorable man, honorable man. Brutus is an honorable man. Brutus is an honorable man, an honorable man. An hour, an hour, an hour. You see, before the vowel sound, here we utter the sound a. In English, this sound we use a sound. Another. An honor, this sound. An honor. An honorable man, an honorable man. So this is a vowel sound, this is a vowel sound, this is a vowel sound. Here vowel letter and vowel sound. Here a consonant letter with a vowel sound. Here a consonant letter with a vowel sound. If the sound is a vowel sound, if the word is a singular countable noun, we use an instead of a. We use an instead of a. An animal, an animal, an animal, an animal, an hour, an orange, an honorable man, an honest man. So in this way we have to use an before the vowel sounds of the nouns. Here you shouldn't confuse between the vowel letter and the vowel sound. Let me tell you some more examples of using the indefinite articles before the nouns. University, useful metal, useful metal. ₹1 note. U. What should we use here? Here's a vowel letter, here's a vowel letter, here's a vowel letter, here's a vowel letter. Thinking we should not be carried away by the vowel letters, because we are not using articles articles for the vowel letters or consonants, because articles should not be observed or confused by juncture if we utter the sound. For example, university. University begins with this consonant sound. Yeah. A university. A useful metal. This is a sound again. A ₹1 note. Wa. Semi-vowel. I say not semi-vowel. It's semi-vowel, but it's a consonant sound. A ₹1 note. A ₹1 note. A U. Again the same sound. A European. A European. The thing is that to determine which article, a or an, both of them indefinite, which article should be used before a singular countable noun should be decided, should be determined by knowing the first sound, I repeat, first sound of the noun. Then only we can clearly use the indefinite article. So as far as vowel sounds, I have already told you about our honorable man, honorable man, honest man, honest man, or anything. Honest man, honorable man, honest man. Owl, onion. Before that we naturally use and. Here we use even though the letters are first letters are A, E, I, O, U. We should not confuse with these letters. These have nothing to do with the use of articles. Only vowel sound and consonant sounds. Before the vowel sounds, these are all consonant sounds, we use a. These are all vowel sounds, we use an. So if there is a confusion, if you don't know whether it is a vowel sound or is a consonant sound, what you have to do, you don't know whether it is a vowel sound or a consonant. In those days it was very difficult. Nowadays you can go to the net and pronunciation of you. If you say pronunciation, if you type pronunciation of you, the pronunciation will, it will pronounce like that, and you will automatically, we have to use before this word. So indefinite article is used before the singular countable nouns when the countable nouns are beginning with the consonant sounds. You can use, you should use a as a indefinite article. When the first sound is a vowel sound, you should use an. certainly you should use and. So this is how we have to use the indefinite article we have seen now. Now let us pass on to the definite article. Generally, these articles we are talking about the common nouns, common noun, anything common. Supposing that I write like this: I saw dash man on the street, man on the road, on the road. You see, I saw, the man is for the first time used. Saw a man. He is a man on the road. We use the here, a here. A man. You don't know the man. For the first time you are meeting. Anything that you meet, anything that you refer to, anything that you mention for the first time, if it happens to be a singular countable noun, we need to use an indefinite article. But the road is a particular road. The road is the only one road. We know. We have already known that road. So we use this word definite article. I saw a man on the road. Here, put the man once again. This man is repeated again. So the man is dressed in blue clothes. I saw a man on the road. The man is dressed in blue clothes. Why we use here before the man here, the before the man there is nothing but the definiteness. Here there is no definiteness of the noun, common noun, but the common noun man is repeated again, so there is the definiteness of the person we are referring to. From that we have to understand, for the first time before any countable noun we use and if it is used again we use the. So this is the first rule for the use of the definite article. But for the use of the indefinite article, we have already mentioned that it should be used before the singular countable nouns. Seeing the first sound, if the sound happens to be the consonant sound, we can naturally use a. If it happens to be a vowel sound, it is a must that we use only an. But in the case of the definite article, anything we know definitely. I have mentioned only the first rule. There are a lot of rules. We can see you see all these things in the uses of articles in another class. But the first rule, first and the foremost rule for using the definite article is that for the first time we use a common noun, means we use the indefinite article. If it is repeated again, we use the. So this is a difference between the use of the indefinite article and the definite article. The definite article is used in other places also. That has a list of many things. To categorically state all these things with examples and exercises in our next class. So let us understand first of all where to use the indefinite articles, where to use the definite article. Indefinite article is used before the singular countable nouns and the definite article is used before the nouns which we know definitely. So this is the difference. Thank you all for listening to the class. I will be back again to explain more about the articles, uses of articles in our next class. Thank you for listening. Thank you all.